Hello, and welcome to another Fridays with Friends. I'm Jack Clickhorn, choirmaster and organist at St. Paul's. Thank you for being with us today. Today is the second part of the Vaughan Williams 4 hymns that we looked at last episode. We left off somewhere around 1910, which happened to be a really great year for Vaughan Williams. His music was featured at the Leeds and Three Choirs festivals. This is also where the theme by Thomas Tallis was premiered. At this point, Vaughan Williams had gone back to the Royal College of Music, and there he met Gustav Holst, who became his best friend for life. I also mentioned that Vaughan Williams had two major influences in his life, the first of which was World War I. Vaughan Williams served. He drove ambulances in France and in Greece. Also during this time, he did not compose. It was in 1919 that Vaughan Williams was invited as a teacher to the Royal College of Music. And in the 1920s, his wife's health began to deteriorate, so they moved from London into the country. The 30s were also a difficult time for Vaughan Williams in that he lost Gustav Holst, the most important, his best friend, which was a tremendous blow to him, as well as Elgar and Delius. You can hear the struggle in his music, the personal struggle that he was going through. This is especially available in the Fourth Symphony, as well as his ballet, Job. In 1938, he met the second great influence of his life, Ursula Wood. Despite being 40 years his junior, it was love at first sight. Both were married and somehow managed to carry on a secret affair for over a decade. Ursula would actually help take care of Vaughan Williams' wife when her health really began to deteriorate, and ultimately she died in 1950. Vaughan Williams was also active in World War II as the chair for the Committee of the Release of Interred Alien Musicians. In 1953, Ursula and Vaughan Williams were married. It was the same year that Queen Elizabeth had her coronation. In fact, Vaughan Williams contributed a new setting or arrangement of The Old Hundredth, as well as the anthem we all know and love, O Taste and See. Ursula was a profound motivating factor in Vaughan Williams' later life. She really got him back on the town, back in the scene, and encouraged him to do lots of pro bono activities. He began a society for the promotion of new music. Well, he was a leading figure, but he also started a trust to support new musicians, young composers, and newer neglected music. He toured the US and Europe extensively, had guest positions at Cornell. In fact, one of the commentators remarked that it was almost like a state visit when he arrived on the campus. Despite the fact that Vaughan Williams was in really good health, he died suddenly in 1958, and his ashes are by Stanford and Purcell in Westminster Abbey. The two movements that you'll hear today is the first movement is Come Love, Come Lord, and the second movement is the evening hymn. The Come Love, Come Lord was written by Richard Crashaw, who was a high church Anglican cleric, poet, teacher, pamphleteer that was staunchly opposed to the Catholic Church, but he became infamous with the Puritans because of all the holy hardware, as I like to call it, that he used in his church, all the art that he used in his church, and actually converted to Roman Catholicism while he was a refugee trying to escape. The fourth movement is Evening Hymn, or O Gracious Light, the hymn that we sing at evensong. The translation is by Robert Bridges, who was the English poet laureate from 1913 to 1930, and he was born about 1844. He was a doctor by trade and Oxford educated, and really became known for his literary works later in his life. He wrote poems, hymns, and he also translated a lot of old hymns into the versions that we know today. Jesu, Joy of Man's Desiring being a prime example. Again, we have Doug Sperlin tenor, Josquin Larson viola, and myself on the piano. I hope you enjoy the final two movements of Vaughan Williams' 4 hymns, Come Love, Come Lord, and Evening Hymn.
and that long day for which I languish. When this dries eyes shall see and drink thee until the source of thee. When glory's unfinished shall chase, then for thy will give me thy face. Glad sunlight to grace of God the Father's face, eternal splendor wearing. Celestial, holy, blessed, our Savior.